Thank you, thank you. There are no words adequate enough to say thank you for all of you, what you said here today and what you've meant to me throughout all these years in Extension. There's just no words to say that. I appreciate all of you being here today. It's Friday afternoon. It's 5 o'clock. It's the end of the work week. It's time to go kick your heels up, go out to dinner, and you came to my retirement celebration. So that means a lot to me. I really appreciate it. Thank you to each one of the people that spoke tonight. Garland, we go back a long way. I came to Peoria. I didn't know anyone. You were one of the first people I met. You led the way. You helped me learn the Peoria community, so I appreciate that. Jim, we had some great times with Good Earth. Really good times doing those TV shows. I thought it was just Central Illinois that knew the Good Earth show. I got on a plane in DFW one day, and from the back of the plane, someone, hey, there's a Good Earth lady. I thought, oh, how did I get here in DFW? But they recognized me down there. Carol from the County Board, we truly appreciate the support over the years that the County Board has given to Extension. No way would we have been able to continue doing our programs without their support. That referendum and the fundraising we did, I'm not real proud about some of the things we did. When we lost some funding, we had to raise some money. We had to raise some money fast, or we were going to lose our office. So I thought, what can we do? My staff said, let's sell Krispy Kreme donuts. I thought, oh no, that's totally against our image. I can't believe how many thousands of people bought Krispy Kreme donuts, okay? Then we needed to still earn a little more money. My staff said, let's sell chocolate candy bars. Oh no, but you know what? We sold thousands of chocolate candy bars. We made it. We made our money. We paid our rent, so we got to stay in business. Youth were a very important part of our program. Sometimes my staff didn't really think that youth were that important, especially when we went to 4-H camp for a whole week, when we went on campouts, and the kids didn't think you sleep at night, and they didn't sleep at night. We cooked all our meals over the open fire. Those are bygone days. Bertha, you've been with us so long and such an inspiration, starting out as a homemaker and then as a program assistant and still as a true supporter of the program. But most of all, I remember that your advice you gave to me. Every time I got in trouble, I went to Bertha. I said, Bertha, what do I need to do? And Bertha always gave me the right answer to get me out of trouble. So thank you for all of that. So I truly appreciate everyone being here today. Little did I know back in the early 1950s when I was a 4-H'er in Palapena County, Texas, took my first 4-H Foods project, made those brownies, Jan-Ann. You remember those brownies in the Basic Foods Project? I was practicing those brownies. Little did I know that that would lead to a career of almost 40 years in nutrition education, but it did. I'll just recount one example. I was practicing making those brownies. I wanted to be just perfect for the 4-H show. Fortunately, my mom was very good to let me cook in the kitchen as long as I cleaned up my mess, and I did. So I was making them one day, and I had the mixer on, and I didn't turn it off when I got to break the egg. So the whole egg, shell and all, went into the brownies. So I thought, well, I've already mixed them up, we'll bake them, maybe nobody will know. So my dad, bless his heart, he was always so complimentary. He took a bite of those brownies and said, a new recipe. These have a crunchy texture to them. He ate them anyway. Okay. I can't take full credit for my work ethic. My grandmother Gilbert and my mother and dad really instilled into me a really strong work ethic, and hopefully I've instilled that into my 2 children. But that's the reason I work as hard as I do, is because they instilled it to me. Monday morning is going to be a little different for me because for 50 years I've gotten up and gone to work. I started to work when I was 14 years old. I worked on Saturdays and after school to earn money for college. So I've always gotten up and gone to work. But my husband's been retired for 2 years, so he knows the routine, so I think he can teach me real quickly on that. It was kind of a miracle I got an extension, because when I first was ending grad school at the U of I applied to work in extension, had an interview, nothing happened. So Bob and I married, we moved to Peoria. I got called one day for an interview on campus. We only had one car at that time, so I rode the bus to Urbana for an interview, was interviewed, nothing happened. So I took a job as a clinical dietitian, thought, well, days of extension, that's not going to happen for me. And then out of the clear blue sky in February of 1972, I got a call from Denzel Clegg, asked me if I would like to interview in Peoria County for an extension job, and I said yes. I remember he said, I'd like to take you to lunch. He took me to Hunt's. I remember I had clam chowder. Anyway, big lunch. Bernie Stevens is here. She was on that council when I was first hired for Extension. Bernice, I hope I didn't disappoint you. I hope you were pleased that you did hire me. And so began my days with Extension. I worked primarily with the Expanded Food and Nutrition Education Program, which is a nutrition education program for limited income families. I can't take the credit for starting the program, though. Sharon Ludoff was the first advisor with the program. Then she was killed tragically in an auto accident, but then the second person was Kay Ludoff, Kay Kaufman, and Kay is here. Kay, where are you? Are you still here? Oh, stand up, Kay. Okay. Give Kay a hand. Kay was the second person with the program. Kay left to raise her children, and so I came along. Over the years, it's been very challenging. It's been very rewarding. We've had our ups and downs. We've had programs at work. Sometimes my staff looked at me, Marge, are you crazy? Why are we going to do that? And I said, just go along with me. You know, we'll see. Lots of our programs have worked. Some fell flat on their face. You know, when they fell flat on their face, we just picked up the pieces and kept going. As I look back over the many years, just a few things. Teaching youth, we not only taught them nutrition, we've encouraged them to get up in the morning and go to school, to study hard, to make good grades, to finish high school, to get into a job training program or go to college. We did a lot of work with welfare moms that sat at home and watched soap operas all day. We encouraged them to get up and get into a job training program, which we did for a number of years in entry-level food service, to get a job, to get off welfare, to become a productive citizen in our community. Families without food, we're right on the spot to go find food for them. But when we find food for them, then we start to work with them on how to manage their food stamps so they can make their food stamps last all month. Our pregnant teens, we link them to services so they could get medical care, could have a full-term infant, avoid all those high costs in the high-risk nursery, link them to services so they could get child care, so they could come back to school, help them and supported them to get back to school so they could graduate from high school, encourage them to get into a job training program or go on to college. I could go on and on of all the things we've done. I firmly believe, and I know in the depths of my heart, that we've made a difference in many, many families and youth that we've worked toward throughout the years in our program. I don't look at what I did as a job. It was a mission. I truly feel that God led me into this job and that He's given me the support that I needed to keep going. I want to give a special thank you to all the agencies, to the churches, to the community groups, the schools, and all the organizations that had said, hey, we'll take a chance with you and have cooperated with us. In no way could we have done all the programs that we've done without their support and cooperation. I'd like to give a big thanks to our Expanded Food and Nutrition Education Program staff and our Family Nutrition Program staff. I'd like for you all to stand, please. They all came up here earlier, but everybody stand just again. Let's give them a round of applause. Your dedication, your courage, your strength, you're willing to do the almost impossible, which I said you could do. You're willing to do it with compassion. You're willing to accept leadership. You've done a great job, and I really appreciate it, and thank you for all your cooperation through the years. And to my family, I give a great deal of support to them. Thank you for your support, your cooperation, your flexibility. I remember one year, Carol, you'll appreciate this, we delayed our vacation to Disney World for 3 days so I could go to a county board budget hearing. That didn't set too well. It's been lots of juggling schedules, lots of delayed things to do, and I'd like to recognize my family. My husband, Bob, if you'd stand. My son, Stephen, and his family, Heidi and Madeline and Charlie. And to Sarah and her son, Siam. Without their cooperation and support to, laundry not always be done, the food not always be done on time, and late sometimes to where we go. Anyway, we got through it. But as David said in Ecclesiastes, there's a time for everything, and now is the time for me to retire. And so I'm looking forward to less work, less long hours, less telephone calls, and all of that. But my heart will always be with the Nutrition Education Program. I'm not leaving Peoria. I'll still be here. You're still going to see me around. Thank all of you for coming today.